What's up guys, it's Tosh Deluxe here. In this video we're checking out BenQ's newest 144Hz gaming monitor with HDRI technology, the EX2780Q. This is a monitor that's specifically focused on gaming, but I personally feel like it does an amazing job at being an all-in-one monitor for just pretty much everything. From video editing to watching movies, this would be a great choice as well. There are a handful of features that the monitor offers that makes it way better than many other monitors. The monitor was sent out to me by BenQ, but throughout the video I will give my honest opinions about the monitor and what could be better, of course. After the end of the video, if you want to know more about the monitor specifically, there will be several links in the video description below so you can go check it out. But first off, let's talk about how much it costs, because of course it's important to mention that beforehand. This monitor as of now goes for around $600, but if you live in the EU it goes for around 500 euros. It doesn't necessarily make it cheap, but knowing all the features it has, considered as an all-in-one monitor, it's still pretty good. The monitor itself is a 27-inch 2K IPS gaming monitor, and it includes HDR and a FreeSync feature. It also has more features I will be talking about later in the video, but let's talk about the hardware you get with the monitor. Obviously, the monitor has pretty thin bezels at the sides and the top of the screen, which kind of adds up to making it look pretty nice from close up. I wouldn't say the monitor feels necessarily that big, but that would be a good thing for me since I don't have that much desk space. I'm currently using two monitors, one of them 24 inches and the BenQ one is 27 inches, and it still fits pretty well on my small desk. One aspect I would be disappointed with is the stand they offer you with the monitor. It may look nice, but the monitor stand itself offers barely any features to work with regarding angles and adjustments. You only have a few degrees of tilt upward and down, but that's it pretty much. No turning, no height adjustments, which could be slightly annoying since I had to adjust the height of my 24-inch monitor to BenQ's height. It just sits there like a rock pretty much since it's so limited and moving. But what's good to mention is that it has a plastic cover on the back that you can take off and put all your cables in, so your desk doesn't get covered by all the cables. But if you don't like the stand itself, in the middle back there's another cover that you can take off and attach your own monitor stand to, which is a great solution. What many don't seem to realize is that this monitor probably has one of the best built-in dual speakers up front and in the back for 2.1 channel sound. I've had a bunch of built-in monitor speakers in the past and they all sounded pretty bad, but that's not the case here, which is pretty surprising. That's why I feel like this could be more considered as an all-in-one monitor to watch videos and movies with as well. For anything apart from gaming, of course, I would say you could easily use the built-in speakers for pretty much everything else. But if you're gonna play Geometry Dash or any other game, you should always use your gaming headset, of course. There's even a volume slider just underneath the BenQ logo, so you can easily adjust the sound instead of struggling with buttons on the back. As far as your other controls, around the back you have 4 buttons to adjust the several display settings and color modes, and assess all the other options like usual. Scrolling through the menu was pretty easy, I would say, thanks to the little joystick in the back. But don't worry, you don't have to do it this way if you don't want to. The monitor ships with a remote control as well, making it seem like you're owning a TV, which is what I really like about this monitor. In the back you can find all your input options, of course. It includes a headphone jack, 2 HDMI ports, a display port and an USB-C port. And for pretty much anything you do with the monitor, you can go up to 1440p resolution, which is 2K res. But what I noticed is when I wanted to change my resolution is that it supported 4K resolution for some reason, which was pretty odd. I noticed real fast that playing games like Geometry Dash on this monitor felt so much bigger and smooth. I had to get used to it, but after like 2 hours of playing I wouldn't even be bothered anymore. You can play on 2K resolution at 144Hz at the same time, but I would personally recommend playing on 1080p and 144Hz if your PC can't handle it. The BenQ monitor also has their own HDRI technology, which is pretty much just like normal HDR, but with their own Intelligence Plus branding, which is what the I stands for. What HDR offers is that it automatically adjusts the display brightness depending on your surroundings. This allows for better vision during your activities, so your shadows aren't too dark or overexposure of brightness. I wouldn't personally use this for gaming at all, but more like for watching movies to make it look better, I guess. If I would be working on a thumbnail or any video editing, I wouldn't want to manipulate myself with oversaturated colors and brightness, but would like to see the real colors as everyone else sees them on their own screen. There are some emulated HDR presets for you to use, like gaming, cinema, and display. If you want to take a more customized approach, there are so many options and settings for you to change for your own like. But I personally only use the game HDRI when I play games. The details of the monitor itself are pretty sharp. I didn't have any issues watching videos or playing games when I'm using it. But if you approach any sort of lag scenarios with dual monitors, fucking loud! Ah! I would say that you should turn on 144Hz on your BenQ monitor and use 60Hz on your second monitor if it has an 144Hz option, because you don't necessarily need it on your second monitor. I had a hard time trying to figure out if I wanted to use it as a main monitor or as my second monitor, since it's a perfect monitor to edit my videos with. The display on my video editor was so much more clear, and I had so much more space to edit multiple tracks at the same time. Whether your enemies in games hide themselves in the shadow or in the woods, there's a color fibers option that will make them visible in any background by offering levels of settings to suit your specific viewing requirements. And finally, BenQ also offers some eye care options with this monitor, including Brightness Intelligence Plus, which adjusts your brightness automatically throughout the day to limit any irritation to your eye. Personally, for me, I think the biggest downside about the monitor would be the 5 ms response time. Since of course we all play Geometry Dash, we would definitely appreciate that 1 ms response time. I wouldn't say it bothers you to play GD on 5 ms, but it's definitely something I was disappointed with when I got the monitor. I personally think that any gaming monitor nowadays should have 1 ms response time to start it off with. You can't be a gamer without the best response out there, of course.
Oh, the new BenQ monitor is amazing. I was a player who could barely even beat Club Step, and look at me now. I just beat Bloodbath with just this monitor. Here, I'm gonna turn on gamer HDR mode, and I just become a gamer. It's amazing.
But I would say this is definitely the best all-in-one monitor, including all the game features, but it will have to work on some of the gaming features to become a perfect gaming monitor. I think for $600 it's still pretty alright for all the features it offers, but it would be a perfect choice if it has that little 1 ms response time. I do think that BenQ has made an awesome monitor here, but they're also heading towards the right direction. I think a lot of people would be interested in trying it out, and it's definitely worth it in my opinion. But what do you guys think about the monitor? Let me know in the comment section below. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and like the video. You can also join my Discord server. There's a link in the description. If you want to check out the monitor yourself, there are several links in the description, so you can go check those out. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.